Hi, today we are going to be talking about Roger Bacon. Roger Bacon was a medieval thinker, a scientist and a mathematician. He was also sometimes regarded as a sorcerer. He was an expert on Aristotle's philosophy and had his art masters. He was born in 1214 in Ilchester, Somerset, England. He was born into a wealthy family and lived with them during his school years. He went to Oxford University and then he ended up teaching there later on in his life. In his early years, Roger had no interest in science until late in his 30s, when he was influenced by Robert Grosseteste, Peter Peregrinus, and those sorts of people. He was very determined to learn about science, and from 1247 to 1250 spent a huge amount of money on laboratories and trying new experiments. He was the first person in Western Europe to give exact directions to making gunpowder. He proposed mechanically propelled ships and observed sun eclipses through a camera obscura. He was a very modern scientist and had a lot to do with that method of science 300 years before it became a reality. He believed in the theory that the world was round and believed that if you travelled in a straight direction in a boat that you would eventually get back to where you started. He was also a very passionate person and believed in what he thought. And in 1257 he underwent solitary confinement in France. As he was a philosopher and studied philosophy, being in confinement gave him a chance to write books on that sort of thing. He was Western Europe's first person to lecture on Aristotle's philosophy. He taught people philosophy of Aristotle in schools and universities from 6 o'clock every morning through to the end of the day. He was determined to teach everyone the correct laws of science. He trusted Aristotle, but he knew that from his failed laboratory work that Aristotle was wrong about many things he had written. He still taught Aristotle's philosophy because he was very passionate about what Aristotle had written about, even if some of it was wrong. Roger Bacon was very passionate on the teaching of science, and between 1266 to 1268 he pushed for a better science program in universities as he believed that it was not good enough. He was one of the very few people who believed this and tried to take action by teaching science, and in 1266 he sent a letter to the Pope, who was Clement IV at the time. In the letter he wrote that he wanted to see the science program improved. His initial request was rejected, but after further negotiations the Pope reconsidered his opinion, but soon after this the Pope died in 1268. Well, that's all for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.